Today, we're taking a look at this very affordable electric coffee grinder by AMZ CHEF. It costs about the same as these manual hand grinders, but you just need to press one button to grind fresh coffee beans for all brewing methods. After some time testing it, this budget grinder actually performs way better than I expected. I made an unboxing short. Check it out if you're interested. Here are all the accessories. Installation is super simple. Just place this bean hopper on top, give it a twist, and it locks into place. It also comes with a bellows, which can effectively reduce retention when single dosing. The ground chute is magnetic, so you can easily remove it for cleaning. You get two portafilter holders, one for 54mm and one for 58mm. Just snap it on, and you can grind directly into the basket. But it only seems to work with this 3-tab portafilter design. This standard E61 2-tab portafilter isn't supported. When you're not using the holder, you can store it magnetically on the back of the grinder. It also comes with a catch cup. You can put the lid on it and use it as an airtight container. If you grind large amounts of coffee at once, this helps preserve it better. Even though the price is very affordable, these accessories are thoughtfully designed. At first glance, the design of this grinder looks really nice. I love the black and gold color scheme. This is a budget grinder, so it's not surprising that the body is all plastic, but it has a nice matte texture that feels pretty good and looks modern. The grind adjustment dial has 75 grind settings. You turn the hopper to adjust the grind size, covering all brew methods. Turning this dial sets the grind time up to 60 seconds maximum. Press the center button to start grinding. When grinding, there's also a little light under the chute, which is a nice touch. Remove the bean hopper, and you can see the burrs. This is a 40mm metal conical burr with 6 cutting edges. The outer burr can be easily removed for cleaning. The inner burr's geometry design usually works well for various grinds and is highly efficient. There's also a safety feature, so it won't grind when opened like this. The manual has grind setting recommendations. I ground coffee for different brewing methods to show you the grind consistency. This is the superfine setting at 1 click, and it comes out like powder, though I haven't tried brewing Turkish coffee with it. The espresso grinds at setting 10 come out really fluffy. I pulled many great shots with non-pressurized baskets at this grind setting. If you're using pressurized baskets, you can go a bit coarser. Moka pot users can use this grind size at around 25. Pour-over settings are around 40, and the uniformity at medium grinds is pretty decent too, though you can find some fine particles there. Coarse grinds at setting 60 work well for French press and cold brew. This grind range make it a very flexible grinder for home use. I also tested this grinder's retention. Set at a medium fine setting, I measured 19.4 grams of coffee beans. I didn't spray any water, just ground directly. The process was very smooth with minimal chaff flying around. Grinding time was 20 seconds, basically 1 gram per second. After grinding, I pressed the bellows a few times to push out the remaining grounds. Final retention was about 0.2 grams. This performance is actually really good. Let's pull some shots to see how it performs grinding espresso. I'll first pair it with an entry-level machine, like the Casa Brews 5418 Pro, to see how it works. If you use a pressurized basket, set the grind range between 15 to 20. This type of basket is very forgiving. As long as your grind size is in the right ballpark, you'll get a cup of coffee with rich crema. If you're using a non-pressurized basket, you'll need a more precise grind size. Let me demonstrate with the Maxim's Lassen X espresso machine. I'll grind 18 grams of coffee. Even though this grinder doesn't support this type of portafilter, putting on a dosing ring and grinding directly into the basket works fine. The coffee grounds are already pretty fluffy. Using a WDT tool to further break up any clumps helps distribute them better. When using a bottomless portafilter for extraction, puck prep is really important. Otherwise, it's easy to get coffee spraying everywhere. I'm using this machine's variable pressure mode, starting with low pressure extraction, then ramping up to 9 bars. You can see the whole extraction process is pretty smooth, without too much channeling or spraying. If extraction with a non-pressurized basket and bottomless portafilter works fine, then entry-level machines should also work without too many issues. "18 grams coffee in, 36 grams out." This shot took 33 seconds. The coffee tastes like authentic espresso too, and you can definitely use this kind of espresso to make all sorts of milk-based drinks. The grind consistency is good. The spent puck looks well extracted. I pulled many shots and they all turned out well. For a grinder under $100 to reach this level is quite surprising. Some people might worry this grinder can't grind fine enough for espresso. You definitely don't need to worry about that. At around setting 10, if your coffee is fresh, it might actually be too fine and cause the shot to choke and not extract properly. You'd need to go coarser. If your beans are lighter roasted, you still have 10 clicks to go finer. It can also handle pour over well. Setting the grind around 40, the ground coffee uniformity is pretty decent. There are still some fine particles, so the coffee body will be a bit heavier, but the overall flavor is still really good. If you normally use pre-ground coffee, the flavor of freshly ground coffee will feel noticeably different. For most coffee lovers, if you're not chasing extremely high clarity, the coffee grounds from this grinder are good enough to make a really nice pour over. Next, let's look at Moka Pot brewing. I set it to grind setting 25, which gives you a texture similar to white sugar. With freshly ground coffee, the Moka Pot can also extract really rich aroma and thick crema. I was able to easily get a nice cup of Moka Pot coffee, which is definitely much easier compared to using a manual hand grinder. So for all the common home brewing methods, this budget grinder can handle them well. Overall, I think for coffee lovers who are just starting to make coffee at home, or don't want to spend too much on coffee gear yet, this grinder is a solid choice. The price is very reasonable, but the grinding performance is really solid. The only downside is the plastic construction, but with normal use, it shouldn't cause too many problems. This is my full review of the AMZ CHEF coffee grinder. Hope this video was helpful to you. Feel free to leave any questions in the comments. Thanks for watching.